Look at that map. It's really fascinating. We're going to be going on along the outside of the rock shelter, past Lookout, the homestead.
Okay.
You just never know when you're going to get to the trailhead compared to the booklet. So we are at the beginning of Charleston Lake's Sandstone Island Trail. There's lots of planes going overhead, so Chloe's a little
Activated.
She's a little concerned that it's going to be thunder. But it's a beautiful day here in Charleston Lake, and we're looking forward to checking out this trail and walking past ancient beaches. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Yes! So this is a trail I'm going to be showing you side views of things because that is just spectacular, and there's openings and little caves and everything.
That's called concretization, when a whole bunch of little boulders get deposited someplace by a flood, and then over time they turn into rock.
If you check out the Hemlock Bluff video, I showed you some up close and personal versions of that. It's really fascinating. It quite possibly is the inspiration for concrete. What do you think?
We want to watch some nature.
We do. Isn't that just gorgeous? And you can see here, again, just like at Hemlock Bluff, because of course we're in the same area, that used to be one large boulder, and it cracked in half. Fascinating. That's the beginning of the trail already. Can you imagine? I'm excited. I'm so excited to see the rest of this trail. The trails here are just absolutely fantastic. I mean, this place is amazing. We're still hoping to get out canoeing before we leave, but because we don't own a canoe, we have to rent, and that requires us to think about weather. And the cheapest way to rent a canoe at a provincial park is by the day, so 24 hours, $40. Here, I think it's the same price at Echo. So what we like to do is we rent it somewhere between 1 and 2 o'clock the first day, so that we can get out and go canoeing a little bit in the afternoon, and then in the evening, and then in the morning. So then you're getting to go during each time period. And definitely the morning and the evening is the best light. And it's the quietest. Got a little spring in my step this morning. We're hoping this weather persists until we leave. It's Friday now. We leave Monday to head toward Presqu'île Provincial Park. We had a pretty big storm yesterday, and it really broke the humidity, so they're predicting that our daytime temperatures will be around 25. Lots of water in some of the low-lying areas, especially after the rainfall that we had yesterday. Coming in between rock again that's cracked off. Wow. Look at this. So there's the concretization that she was talking about. This is above us. The trail actually goes under.
People shelter from storms and when they were traveling across the land.
I can see why.
Go to a little fire, warm yourself up. Best view ever. Close to water. Nice and safe. See the water coming down off of there from the rain yesterday? If it was raining, you could just go and fill your pot.
Without getting wet.
Yeah.
She gets very excited on trails when she's not afraid. And she's not sensing imminent storms or rain or hears a lot of airplanes, and you don't realize just how many airplanes go overhead until you have a dog that thinks that that's thunder and is afraid of it. Oh, that's a steepie. So when going down these steep areas, remember, especially if it's rained, rocks and roots are slippery.
Going for a swim? Yeah, you go for a swim? You can do it.
Does the trail actually go this way, or are we just looking?
I don't even know where the arrow said to come down here. Does it go that way?
I think it probably goes that way, but that's okay. This is still a really nice spot. Good place to bring a picnic. A picnic. Oh, she's found something on this rock, and she's going to try to
No.
rub on it. She chooses the weirdest places to rub.
Come here, miss. Becky's coming today. You don't want to miss it. But there are footprints.
There are footprints.
That doesn't always mean anything. People make their own prints.
That's true. You see it?
Maybe we have to, oh, no, I see it. I
I
got
see it, okay.
The trees have to fall down.
There's a boulder in our way. That's not actually the path. Looks like a Tomb Raider or a Indiana Jones movie.
She did this before. But you missed it. I have no idea what she can do now.
Probably rolling something. It's very easy to twist your ankle in here. This is where Chloe just went up. Again, don't forget, look behind you. There's some beautiful things. Or better yet, if you have time, while you're staying at a park, if you can hike the trails twice. The first time, hike it the way that's recommended. And then the second time, hike it in reverse order.
Appreciating this view. Look at that. howsers. My favorite trees, framing a gorgeous view.
Just trying to do a little training on the trail with some salmon treats to distract Chloe from the airplane sounds. It serves two purposes. If you give a dog a really high value treat, what we're doing is we're trying to counter condition her to think instead of airplanes mean thunder and fear, airplanes mean delicious treats. Has to be very high value though.
Well, we have some very, very expensive dried salmon.
Yes.
More expensive than our food.
Right. At home we do something like rotisserie chicken or something like that, but that's a little bit harder to take on a trail, so she gets... Yes, we're talking about you.
Ancient beaches. Alternate periods of calm and storm helped shape the ancient Paleozoic beaches. Layers of sand accumulated when gentle waves washed fine material along the shore. Layers of fist-sized cobbles piled up when storm waves pushed stones and rocks onto the beach. A record of these changing periods of calm and storm is now preserved in the rocks of Sandstone Island. An excellent illustration can be seen in the layers of the beach sediment that make up the cliff face ahead of you.
Once you get closer to the rock, it's a little... the rock is cool to the touch, but it's like it cools the breeze as well. Something else we noticed on Hemlock Bluff Trail. Look at these roots. Almost looks alien how these thick tree roots just grow on top of rocks.
And there's sap coming off of them.
Wow. There's my new home. Beaver got tired and took out its chainsaw.
I don't know, that doesn't look like a chainsaw actually. It looks like a bite mark, so maybe it started to cut one place and finished cutting a different place.
Definitely feels like teeth marks and not... This is a trainer log. Training tree. Almost slipped on one of those slippery rocks. What did I say? Wet rocks can be slippery. You do know how I know these things that I'm passing on. Words of wisdom generally are learned, not passed down. It's usually learned by actually doing those things. So yes, I have slipped and fallen on many a slippery rock en route. Okay, so far, out of the trails that we have done, this would be the most, difficult just because of the rocks and stuff like that. Nope. It's right beside you.
Giant steps.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm just little, so giant steps are not to code.
Eyes of blue.
Pardon?
You're 5'2", eyes of blue.
That's right. Good job. She looks so proud of herself. Bit of a leg workout there. This is definitely the park that has the most hiking so far out of the 6 parks we've been to on this trip. Again, check the playlist. You can watch them all. Is this the lookout? Chloe's not looking out. See, there's a couple of benches so you can sit and, have a little sit down and look out for a little bit here. You were waiting for me, I was waiting for you.
She's looking real pretty in the
You're
sun.
so pretty. All of our dogs have been pretty in the sun. Yes, they have. We're not biased at all.
No.
If you watch all the videos from Charleston Lake, you'll notice that every video of the trails, each trail is very diverse. You're not just generally seeing one type of landscape. You're going through multiple landscapes, and that's just spectacular. And they're all so different, even if they share some of the same characteristics, because they are within the same park, of course. They're just, each one in and of themselves, worth doing. We're really hoping we can get to them all, but we've lost a few days because of weather. Captured a beautiful sunset last night. Hoping to get out and capture a few more. This will be the longest camping trip Chloe has had with us since she's been with us. Chickadee. Are we supposed to be looking for remnants of a homestead, or?
Did you show them the chatter marks in the rocks?
I didn't see them, so no, I didn't. Are these all chatter marks?
Yep.
What are chatter marks, Chitra?
Chatter marks are where debris is underneath a glacier and the glacier is really heavy and the glacier slowly recedes or advances and drags the debris like a scouring pad across the rock of the Cambrian shield. So basically across the bedrock. And it makes big gouges.
People would come from Europe, the UK and things like that, and they would bring with them the types of, obviously they bring the knowledge, but also the types of farming that they did back home. And then they would come to places like this thinking that they could grow apple orchards and potatoes and what are some of the other things, that pears and, you know, whatever they were growing back home, because of course that's the skill that they have, so why wouldn't they continue with that instead of trying to learn something new? But you can't grow stuff like that up here. So they would come, they would plant stuff, so we see apple trees out in the middle of nowhere, or pear trees out in the middle of nowhere. So they would either starve to death, or they would have to give up the land that they were given or that they paid for, depending on what time they came, and move somewhere else or move into a town or village and try to pick up some other kind of work.
Okay, spray this on my head. He's driving me crazy.
Okay. Right?
Yep. Come prepared.
Come prepared. Wear a hat.
You want to go into nature? Nature doesn't care that you want to go into nature. Nature's nature. You come prepared.
Yeah,
It's not going to make it easy for you.
It may be beautiful.
You have to earn it.
Oh, even Chloe's getting them.
Yep. Once she moves, she's okay.
Yeah. She's got some really good techniques for keeping them off her. She shakes and she puts her paw up on her face, and her fur is actually designed to not repel, but to protect against some of the biting
Here,
insects.
what's that? 12. I found a number finally. We missed 10 and 11, but I don't know where they are. They must have fallen down.
This is a divot in the ground.
12, the homestead. Woo, we're at the homestead.
We're at the homestead. The remnants of a homestead. You'd walk right past there and just think, yeah, it's a hole in the ground.
In the mid-1800s, part of Charleston Lake Provincial Park was settled by Hugh Running, an Irish immigrant newly arrived in Canada. By 1899, 3 of Hugh's sons were homesteading in the area. Running family homesteads were built along the east shore of Runnings Bay, where the campgrounds are now located, and here on top of Sandstone Island. These stone foundations were built by Hugh's son, William Running, At the turn of the century, William lived here with his wife, Daisy, and 4 children. They grazed cattle, raised a few turkeys, planted apple trees, fished, sold wild berries, and made maple syrup in order to scrape a meager living from this marginal farmland.
There you go.
Wood frame houses heated by stoves were common then. In the winter, when the wood stoves blazed constantly, many houses burnt to the ground, including William's and Daisy's. That's why it's not here anymore. It burnt to the ground.
Okay, we gotta go.
Okay. Are they getting her?
Yep, they're getting
Let's
there.
go! Let's go! There ain't no flies on me. There ain't no flies on me. There might be flies on some of you guys, but there ain't no flies on me.
Airplane lanes equal salmon. Na 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 na. Rock has provided a natural walkway between the junipers. Yeah. Make sure after you get off these kinds of trails you do a tick check. Ticks can be active in temperatures above 4 degrees. Literally in the middle of the winter,
They'll wake up.
if the temperature rises 4 degrees or above, they'll wake up. I don't know if you brought enough salmon to cover all of the airplanes. Ideally, what would happen is, if we counter condition her, one, she won't react. What she'll do is she'll start looking for that treat. And she'll start asking for that treat. And then you know that you have successfully counter conditioned her. And then you can start weaning her off the treats. Meaning, right now, every time she gets one. When she starts looking for that treat, you'd give them to her intermittently. Until finally, you don't have to give them to her at all. That's the theory behind counter conditioning anyway. Force-free conditioning, yes. Positive reinforcement. The longest trail I think we've ever hiked with Chloe is what? No, with Chloe. 5 or 6?
What do we do at Algonquin?
I think Bat Lake is 5.3, isn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe 5.3?
Yeah, probably. We've hiked lots of little trails one after the other,
Right.
but that's not the same.
So, oh, the bugs are getting in my face.
He activated a bit.
I'm being attacked by mosquitoes.
You want the spray?
No, should be okay. I think I'm just gonna endure it. Sometimes it's not the females biting you, it's the males that are buzzing in your ear that drive you crazy. Or getting into your eyes. This is the last part of the trail, heading downhill. And there's the ancient beach beside us, the rock face. So that was the Sandstone Island Trail at Charleston Lake Provincial Park. 3.3 kilometers long, up and down hills, views of ancient beaches, lookouts over the lake, a small footprint of an old homestead, and lots of beautiful views and beautiful landscapes. Definitely another keeper. Highly recommend it. Charleston Lake is a fantastic park. If you're in the area or you're looking for someplace to go, we definitely recommend it. And we'll hopefully be doing the rest of the trail. So check back every Thursday for new videos. Hit the subscribe button and let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. I'm Tricia from Nature Lover Canada. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you out there.
What? Are you videotaping?